Mr. Madhavrao to host and panelists by video. And then I have tab to read.
56, ఇంకొక 5 minutes.
Good morning, Manmohan Rao garu.
Good morning.
Good morning. Very warm welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir.
Good. Are we starting now or any delay is there?
No, sir. 5-10 minutes. All the shareholders are joining. Just in 5 minutes, we'll be joining. We'll be starting.
They join.
No, sir.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. Srinivas Rao.
Srinivas.
Srinivas garu, good morning.
He cannot hear. His voice is blocked, I think. Speed. He has to switch on that one.
Mr. Valluri, good morning.
Very good morning. మాట్లాడేది మాట్లాడుతుంది మాట్లాడేది
Yeah, only Mohan to present. Any connection.
ఒకసారి మాట్లాడొచ్చు ఒక పిల్ల వచ్చిందండి
ఓకే
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm.
ఒక 10 నిమిషాలు నిలబడు.
టైం అవుతుంది. ఏం చెప్పాలి నీ నేమ్?
కదా. ఈ అమ్మాయి అన్ని పనులు చేస్తాంటుంది. 23 years.
అన్ని పనులు చేస్తాను. నువ్వు ఒక పని చేయి, ఒక వారం 10 రోజులు టెస్టింగ్ అని పెట్టు.
Mrs. Padmaja, I think we have to wait another 10 minutes. Let the shareholders join.
Sure. సరే వేణుకు ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్పి నేను మీటింగ్ ఉన్నా అని చెప్తాను. ఆయన ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నాను.
Mr. Chandrarao, can you please mute your mic? Good morning, Mrs. Triveni.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Akash, you are able to hear me? Akash? Finally,
Hello.
Hello.
Huh? Yeah, people
Hello. Hello, you are able to hear me, madam?
Yeah, sir. Sir, good morning, sir. Hello.
Sir, Dhananjay sir, have you joined, sir? Meeting?
Joined the meeting.
Very good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello. Hello, Akash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are able to hear me, na?
Sir, I am able to hear you. You're audible.
What is Can you start the meeting?
Padmaja can start the meeting.
Yeah, we are starting the meeting. Just we are waiting for one shareholder.
Anyone has joined? Shareholders join?
Shareholders are joining, sir. One of the shareholders is joining. Just confirm.
No one has come. Yeah, I'll ask. Yeah. Like Pandana start. This is one of that. Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, you can start the meeting. Like, you can start the proceedings.
Okay.
Meeting start this.
Start this.
Madam start the meeting.
When the shareholders will join, you can start the proceedings.
Shall I?
Yeah, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I have great pleasure in welcoming you all to the 36th Annual General Meeting of Capricorn Systems Global Solutions Limited. I also take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to the Chairman cum Managing Director, all Board of Directors, employees of the company in this AGM, convened electronically through video conferencing mode. I hope you and your family members are safe and are in good health. In view of the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic and resultant various restrictions, as well as continuing government guidelines to maintain social distancing, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has permitted companies to hold their annual general meeting through video conferencing or other audiovisual means, and also allowed companies to send annual reports and the notice convening the annual general meeting electronically. Considering the health and safety of all our stakeholders, and in particular of the shareholders, the 36th annual general meeting of the company is being conducted through video conferencing to avoid the physical presence of the members at a common venue. The soft copy of the annual report has been sent to all the members whose email addresses are registered with the company or registrar and transfer agent or depository participant for communication purposes. We have requisite quorum present through video conferencing to conduct the proceedings of the meeting. Participation of members through video conferencing is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and Section 103 of Companies Act 2013. Therefore, I now call this meeting to order. Now I request the members to kindly acknowledge their presence. Mr. Manmohan Rao Sudala, Managing Director.
Shall I?
Mr.
Madhav?
Keynes.
Sorry, ikkada. Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the 36th Annual General Meeting of Capricorn System Global Solutions Limited. I am filled with mixed emotions. I am reminded of the difficulties and devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The human suffering has been colossal and tragic, and my heart goes out to all those who have lost their loved ones. I am also reminded of achievements made by your company during the year that will allow it to build on its success and create better stakeholder value. The unyielding dedication of and resolve of all people throughout this unprecedented period has enabled your company to emerge stronger from this crisis. I take this opportunity to express my pride and gratitude for their efforts. Let me now introduce as Director, Statutory Auditors, Secretarial Auditors, and Scrutinizers of the company attending the meeting through video conference. Unlike last year, I would have liked to meet and address you all in person, but as you are aware, as previous year, we are holding this 36th Annual General Meeting over through video conferencing consequent to the prevailing pandemic situation across the globe. I would like to thank you for sparing your valuable time and joining us today from wherever you are, and for your continued faith in the company and its management. I hope you and your family members are remaining healthy, staying safe, and are vaccinated against the COVID-19.
Now I request the
Your
members
company has strategic alliance with CS Inc. USA, which is one of the highly reputed software technology companies in USA. As you are aware, there has been marked reduction in IT spends of the various companies world over and more specifically USA. However, your company was with its strong-standing association with its clients in USA. Your company, as a part of its long-term strategy, has enhanced its team during the year and planned to expand the business into new segments and also into new markets. The employees of your company have been its strength over the years. I am very happy to share that the employees turnover in the company has been the lowest in the industry. With a dedicated workforce and strong strategic alliance, your company is poised to achieve higher growth in coming year. As I speak, the infection rate continues to rise in several parts of the country, but we are learning to live and work in the changed circumstances. The advent of few life-saving medicines provides welcome relief, and there is a hope that a vaccine will be available before the end of this calendar year. I must salute the spirit of government authorities, healthcare workers, police, and public and fighting in the pandemic. During the extraordinary times of COVID-19 pandemic, your company has been contributing positively to the social and well-being of our stakeholders. Value of the human life is of utmost importance, and this fundamental principle continues to guide our business and philanthropic activities. We have come together as an organization with the combined strength of to deploy suitable and resilient response to this global pandemic. The company has already adopted work from home for all employees effective from in the month of March 2020 to minimize the risk of contain the spread of COVID-19 by maintaining social distancing and hygienic practices for the safety of the people. The company is closely monitoring the situation and will take all necessary measures as directed by the central and state government authorities from time to time, and company will ensure that all of their employees are fully vaccinated. Fortunately, your company did not have any impact of COVID-19 as all our employees is working from home and business operations had no effect due to such pandemic. Your company is focused on strengthening its position through this period of uncertainty by staying close to our clients. Your management is confident of achieving better results during the next financial year. I must acknowledge the understanding and support of our numerous customers on whom the trust we continue to evolve and grow. I would also like to convey my appreciation to the employees of Capricorn as well as its business associates and vendors and also families for their laudable efforts in pursuing business continuing and their ongoing and relentless efforts towards restoring normalcy. With the courage and conviction and diligence and determination, they continue to contribute, placing the company's interest above their own. I would like to conclude by saying, though your company has delivered moderate performance during the year, the coming years look promising. I thank you one and all once again for continued faith and support to the company and its management. Now I call upon Mrs. Padmaja, Company Secretary, to inform the e-voting process.
Thank you, sir. Your company, by virtue of being a listed company, in compliance with the provisions of Section 108 of the Companies Act 2013 and Regulation 44 of SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015, is required to provide e-voting facility to its shareholders. Voting by show of hands is no longer permitted. The company has engaged the services of Messrs. CDSL to provide the facility of remote e-voting to all its members and cast their votes on all businesses contained in the notice. Voting will be in proportion to the shares held by the members as on a cut-off date, this being 22nd September 2021 in our case. In line with the regulatory requirements, Remote e-voting facility on CDSL e-voting platform has been provided to the members of the company for 3 days, starting from 27 September 2021 at 9 a.m. first and ended on 29 September 2021 at 5 p.m. first. This module was disabled for voting by CDS thereafter. As mentioned in the notice convening the meeting, for those members who did not or could not avail the remote e-voting facility, the company is pleased to provide the facility to cast their votes electronically during the AGM on all the proposed resolutions through CDSL e-voting facility. The e-voting facility will be activated at the end of the meeting. Members can avail this facility and cast their votes on the resolutions proposed in the notice. Let me reiterate that this facility is available only to those members who have not cast their votes through the remote e-voting facility provided earlier by the company. If a member has already voted in the remote e-voting, he or she will not be able to cast his or her vote again. The board has appointed Mr. Satyanarayana, an practicing chartered accountant, for scrutinizing the e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner. Once all of you have cast your votes, the votes will be counted by Mr. Satyanarayana and practicing chartered accountant, the scrutinizer. He will then unblock the results of the remote e-voting, which will then be consolidated by the results of the voting done today during the meeting. The voting results along the scrutinizer's report will be communicated to the stock exchanges, and the same will be placed on the website of the company on an e-voting platform of CDSL. AGM resolutions. Now we will proceed with the business of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, the notice dated 3rd September 2021 convening this meeting along with a copy of annual report for the financial year ended 31st March 2021 has already been circulated electronically, and with your permission, I shall take the same as read. The auditor's report on the financial statements of the company does not have any qualifications or observations or comments on the financial transactions or matters as having any adverse effect on the functioning of the company. Accordingly, the auditor's report is not required to be read out at the meeting. The ordinary businesses set out in the AGM notice pertain to receive, consider, and adopt the standalone financial statements of the company for the year ended March 31st, 2021, including the audited balance sheet as at March 31st, 2021. The statement of profit and loss for the year ended on that date, along with the cash flow statement, the report of directors, the auditors, the special business. Appointment of Mrs. Buddharaju Triveni as an independent director for 5 years to consider, and if thought fit, to pass the following resolution as an ordinary resolution. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions of section 149, 152, read with schedule 4, and all other applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013, including any statutory modifications or reenactments thereof for the time being in force, read with the company's appointment and qualification of directors rules 2014 and clause 49 of listing agreement, Mrs. Buddharaju Triveni was appointed as an additional director of the company by the board of directors with effect from 3rd September 2021 and is hereby ratified, and in respect of whom the company has received a notice in writing from a member along with the deposit of the requisite amount as required under section 160 of the Companies Act 2013, proposing her candidature for the office of independent director subject to the approval by the stock exchange, be and is hereby appointed as an independent director of the company to hold the office as such for a period of 5 consecutive years for a term up to the conclusion of annual general meeting of the company in the calendar year 2026. Resolved further that the board of directors of the company be and is hereby authorized to take all such steps and actions for the purpose of making all such filings as may be required in relation to the aforesaid appointment, and further do all such acts, deeds, matters, and things as may be deemed necessary to give effect to this resolution. The resolution in respect of the above proposals have been provided in the notice. A few shareholders have registered themselves as a speaker for raising queries at the meeting. I now request the moderator to facilitate shareholders to speak or raise any questions regarding the accounts and operations of the company during the year 2021. In the interest of the time and with the view to give adequate opportunity to all, I request the members to be judicious in time and restrict the same to 1.5 minute time. We will hear all the queries first, after which the management would be pleased to give responses to your queries in a consolidated manner. After I conclude my speech, those of you who have registered as a speaker at the meeting will be invited by the moderator. Considering the time of all those attending the meeting, we request the speaker shareholders to be brief and restrict their comments to matters relevant to the business contained in the AGM notice. After this, the questions raised by the speaker shareholders would be answered. After the queries have been answered, the meeting will conclude, and those of you who have not yet casted their votes would be given the opportunity to exercise the same.
Madam, please read out the name for me to enable them to speak.
Okay. Mr. Praful Chavda.
Mr. Praful, you please unmute yourself and speak.
हेलो, मेरी आवाज आ रही है? हेलो, मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, yes.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है, please.
थैंक यू सर, चेयरमैन सर, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, मेरे साथी शेयरहोल्डर्स और कंपनी के स्टाफ, सबको मेरा तरफ से नमस्कार। सर, अपनी कंपनी हार्डवर्क करती है, आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश, पर जितना चाहता हार्डवर्क नहीं कर सकती है, तो इसके लिए मेरा तो एक सजेशन है कि कोई एस्ट्रोलॉजी को बता के ऑफिस का वेन्यू चेंज करना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे महसूस हो रहा है। और सर, दूसरी बात है कि कोरोना के टाइम पे अपने कंपनी में कितने एम्प्लॉयज वर्क फ्रॉम होम किया और कंपनी में कितने एम्प्लॉयज ऑफिस में आके भी काम, इसके बारे में जानकारी देंगे। बाकी कंपनी का प्रमोटर को मैं पहचानता हूँ, इसलिए मैं पूरे रिलेशन को सपोर्ट करता हूँ और एम्प्लॉयज को भी हार्डवर्क के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूँ। धन्यवाद सर।
Thank you, Mr. Praful.
Mr. Vithal Chavda.
Mr. Vithal Chavda is not attending the meeting.
Not able.
Okay, Mr. Inderjit Chavda.
Mr. Indrajit Chavda is also
madam. Not able, madam.
Mr. Bharat Kankala.
Mr. Bharat is not attending the meeting.
Mr. Ramesh Manguluri.
Mr. Ramesh, you may please speak. Mr. Ramesh, please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Ramesh, voice is audible, you can speak.
Yes, audible. Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm taking breakfast, sir. I'll send the email, sir. Okay. Hello.
Mr. Santosh Kumar Meda Venkata.
Mr. Santosh is not attending the meeting, madam.
Okay, then Mr. Reddappa Gundluru.
He's also not.
Padmaja ma'am, we can read out the names of whoever are the people who are willing to speak in the AGM, because it is going on the record. So you can just speak out their names so that in case they join, they can speak out.
All the persons, okay.
Apart from Mr. Ramesh, only Mr. Madhav is attending the meeting. So,
shall I, Mr. K.V. Srinivas Rao, Director? Any of them interested? Mrs. Lakshmi Gurram, Women Director? Mr. Valluri Chandra Rao, Director? Mrs. Sattaraju Triveni, Independent Director? Mr. Dhananjay Kumar, Financial Advisor? Mr. Munish Babu, Statutory Auditors? Mr. Satyanarayana and Scrutinizer? Mr. Akash Agarwal, Secretarial Auditors? Mr. Srinivas A, Financial Advisor, Mr. Madhavra, Chief Financial Officer, and all the shareholders, as I've already seen, those who are present have already spoken. Any other shareholders?
Ma'am, Mr. Raghuveer Rao has joined. You can allow him to speak.
Mr. Raghuveer?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Raghuveer.
Good morning, all the directors and chairman and all the directors and company secretary. I am Raghuveer, shareholder. I wish you all the best, sir, for the future also and present. You are doing very well. In future also, you should be very successful, and I wish you all the best, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir.
Any of the other shareholders present? Anyone would like to speak? Does anybody have any queries?
Madhav, can you confirm if any of the shareholders are willing to speak? I think we should proceed for conclusion of the AGM. Padmaja ma'am, please proceed with the closing words.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the business part of the meeting. The e-voting facility will be activated now to enable members who have not cast their votes earlier through remote e-voting to vote. Mr. Satyanarayan, scrutinizer, will submit a report to the company after consolidating the remote e-voting and voting at the AGM. As there is no other business to be transacted, I declare the meeting as closed. I thank you for your cooperation in ensuring the smooth conduct of the meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Now we are concluding the meeting.